Mick Jagger has launched stinging attack on rival musician Paul McCartney. The rocker, 76, hit out at Paul, 77, for suggesting the Rolling Stones copied the Beatles' style during their time as music rivals. Mick bragged about the monumental success of the Rolling Stones in an interview on Zane Lowe's Apple Music show. The musician was quick to clear up the differences between the Rolling Stones and the Beatles following McCartney's remarks about the rival bands. He said, "There's obviously no competition. Paul is sweetheart. I'm politician. The big difference, though, is that the Rolling Stones is big concert band in other decades and other areas when the Beatles never even did an arena tour." He continued, "They broke up before the touring business started for real. In around 1969. The Beatles did that Shea Stadium gig. But the Stones went on. We started stadium gigs in the 1970s and are still doing them now. That's the real big difference between these two bands." He continued, "One band is unbelievably luckily still playing in stadiums and then the other band doesn't exist." His comment comes after Paul bragged the Beatles had an edge over the Rolling Stones in an interview with Howard Stern. The musician went as far to say John Lennon, George Harrison and Ringo Starr were so cool he thought the Stones copied whatever they did. During the 1960s, the bands were battling it out for the glory in the charts. He said, "I love the Stones. But the Beatles were better. Their stuff is rooted in the blues. Whereas we had lot more influences." Keith Richards once said to me, "You were lucky man. You had 4 singers in your band. We got 1. We started to notice that whatever we did the Stones sort of did it shortly thereafter." He added, "We went to America and had huge success. Then the Stones went to America. We did Sgt. Pepper and the Stones did psychedelic album. There was lot of that." Slurs aside, Paul said he remained close to the Rolling Stones members Mick, Keith, 76, Ronnie Wood, 72, and Charlie Watts, 78.